For as long as I can remember, leadership has long been in question in the Black community. Long gone are the solid pillars well known in the communities nationwide that will not only stand for something, but also represent the people in a manner in which you can be proud to be Black and dare to desire to represent that same thing. In their stead, we have been left with a host of fraudulent pastors, inconsistent and unproductive supposed Black conscious leaders, scammers, liars, and puppets. And in this particular climate, who can really blame them? In a society that promotes a me-first mindset and the consideration of your fellow brother second, to speak the truth on a big enough platform has almost become criminal. I started with the pastors because this may be the group of leaders that vexes me the most. Coming from someone who has a reverence and a respect for the Most High, I find it offensive oftentimes when, someone tends to reap off of the benefits of an image and not have an actual relationship with Yahshua at all. Literal puppets who are programmed to pacify and give out self-help courses, if you will. Along with these self-help courses, they list the Lord as your friend who's there to help you along your journey and do whatever you please along the way. Now, this is laughable to say the least, but this is not the only group like this. Mostly all supposed Black-led movements have just about ended in scandal, so to speak, and sadly enough, some of these movements actually have taught and even empowered the people. And for them to crumble to the ground due to a lack of leadership, this is truly a travesty. Now, it seems as if someone is too big or in favor with popular culture, then they are almost always a puppet that's feeding poison to the masses. Or if they're up and coming and appearing to really be dynamic, only to have scamming tied to their name, or for their programs to oftentimes fizz out, and some have just never reached their full potential. It's my belief that this famine for leadership in the land has led to literally the blind leading the blind, so to speak. Now, with our new teachers and leaders now being the entertainers, the actors, musicians, and according, of course, all of the individuals that are named are moving according to the doctrine of the enemy, which is each man has fancied himself a leader or a god, so to speak, and simply doing what he willed, despite having the correct instructions on how to be this. Now, obviously, there are many contributing factors to the state of the Black culture. So, of course, we could certainly go back and explore throughout history just how we've ended up here, so to speak, or in this particular state. But I do not wish to explore such a broad topic during this particular time. Instead, I wish to focus on the subconscious desperation of our people to embrace something that represents us correctly and appeals to our royal lineage. I remember back when, Black Panther came out, it was definitely the craze amongst people who really don't even watch Marvel movies, just to see what they considered to be Black excellence, even if it was fictitious. Everybody was Wakanda crazy, and I'm sure that you can recount this because it's only been a few years ago. It was to the point where even Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P., he'll be forever immortalized for this particular role that he played, and rightfully so. He truly did his thing. But look at the Black Woman is God movement. This has a few interesting points, but this narrative has been oftentimes used to deceive and capitalize off of the Black woman. Where are you going with this, Justin? I'll tell you. So it's my belief that our people, being this desperate, we are easily deceived when allowing individuals to represent us when they are clearly not for us. I look first at the laughable Black Lives Matter movement, which went hand in hand with the Me Too movement. Now, these are considered to be many have considered this to be, I'll say, this to be a witch hunt on black men and masculinity as a whole, and is still somewhat thriving, but not like it was. And while they have certainly shown an ability to raise funds, we have to give credit where it is due on this channel. But much like other organizations that I mentioned earlier, its spending is shrouded in mystery and confusion, and with this clearly being one of the leading organizations. And I mean, if you speak to anyone outside of our race, or anyone outside of the culture, then this is the movement that they know and associate with us. So I pose the question: has the fraudulent once again capitalized off of our people? I'll give a different example here, and of course we do speak on the hot topics here, but this was brought to my attention recently. Now, again, we tend to look at things from a marketing perspective also here, and typically this is signified when an entire campaign comes behind it, and usually this tends to benefit the individual as opposed to what they call themselves representing. Now, in this case, Mr. Colin Kaepernick is certainly a polarizing figure, to say the least. Some are in full support, and others see him as fraudulent. Here we have an obviously mulatto man who was by all means on his way out of the league anyway. He had no touch on his passes, much like most athletically gifted quarterbacks. I mean, he never developed or never showed an ability to really read defenses at a high level. Now, conveniently around this time, he begins to take a knee. And I'm not here to question his initial beliefs or reasons and why he did what he did, but I think it would be remiss if I didn't note that Mr. Kaepernick has obviously benefited from his stance. Now, well, how is he out of the league? Or why is he out of the league? He's going to be out of the league anyway, because I know they say that's the biggest sacrifice that he's made, but I feel anyone who this would be a popular opinion that he would be out of the league anyway. I feel he'll be kind of right there with my boy Cam Newton, who's of course a Carolina legend, and he gets mad love on this channel. But what did he gain? So he lost a very minimal thing, in his eyes. But what did he gain? For one, he became the face of a black movement. He receives special treatment. His name is mysteriously brought up when discussing opportunities for quarterbacks when he hasn't played or shown any ability to improve or lead a team in years. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. On top of this, he has Netflix specials. He's turned into an all-out Black Panther, so to speak. He's in full costume right now. And again, he's a mulatto man. But, I'm not hating on him, but I mean, it's a bit funny to me. And you're referring to the draft, the NFL draft, as a slave trade to grab headlines, but you're trying to get back down with this slave trade. And I know he probably said that to grab headlines, but you trying to get back down with them now that the hype has died down, and then the fiasco when the NFL put the tryout together just for you. You change the location on the NFL, and then you show up wearing a Kunta Kinte shirt at his tryout. Are you serious? This is not a black man wanting an opportunity. This looks more like a privileged European picking and choosing when to be victim and reaping the rewards of both sides. Maybe it's just a case of the right message and the wrong messenger. I don't know. But I definitely don't view him in the same light as a Muhammad Ali. Do you? Maybe I'm tripping again, and maybe Brody really is 100, and it's just a coincidence that he had a public relations and a marketing team in hand and fully prepared with a full-fledged scheme that allowed him to flourish and stand for a real cause and still be mentioned in good favor amongst his Caucasian peers, I'll let you be the judge. But, definitely comment below. Tell me what you think. And again, shout out to Colin Capo, man, you feel me? But, we just call it like we see it here, man. If his intentions are pure, then shouts out to the brother. But, definitely tell me what you guys think. And until next time, take care.